The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
And they go to the toy store, and there would be a veritable army of soldiers and...
Good evening, everyone. So you've come to talk with your boy Twitch. Always interested in the news of what's going on in town. Rumor has it that One-Eyed K has taken an interest in this coterie. Perhaps it's their sparkling personalities. Perhaps it is their indomitable will to hold what's there. Or maybe it's just the fact they have a domain in a city where no one really gets domains. I wonder how that's going to play out for them. Also, heard a rumor that a certain friend of mine, Mr. Waneka, was running his mouth and brought me up in the presence of destiny. Someone needs to tell Waneka. Snitches get stitches. I also found out that one of the Chicago PD, a detective, came by asking about Miss Sylvia Roanhorse. I doubt he's ever going to find anything about her. In the immortal words of Kansas, she's dust in the wind. Those are words to live by as well, from your boy Twitch. We'll be talking.
But all you need is fire, and then the stuffed animals will go away, because they...
Good evening, and welcome to McStabber Studios' Windy City After Dark. I am the storyteller, Shanky McStabber.
And I'm Rylin Dare, and I am playing Jacqueline Durand of Clan Ventrue.
I'm Gavin, and I play the Marcade of Clan La Sombra.
I'm Mandy, and I play Destiny Star Jones.
I'm Irian, and I play Roscoe Akers, Clan Tremere.
I'm Lady Merwiff, and I play Eleanor Thurston, Clan Malkavian.
And Mr. Plunderloot, I play Jonathan Berkeley, Clan Tremere.
And we also have a special guest tonight, which will be introduced at a dramatically appropriate moment, of course. But I will say, when we last came to this particular coterie, there was... let's just say things weren't as peachy as they had hoped it would be. After the impending Lupine War, they found out about a good old Mr. One-Eyed K. And Destiny went to see Waneka and found out there were some issues there, which would be interesting. And this is where tonight's episode is going to pick up. But first, Chicago. Ask someone to picture the city, and they will have trouble coming up with a concise description. When people think of New York City, they think of skyscrapers, subways, and buggers. When they think of Los Angeles, they think of sun, smog, and traffic. When they think of Detroit, they think of cars, factories, and decay. But for those of us that know, there's only one thing we think of when someone mentions Chicago: vampires. And tonight, we tell their story. tonight. The events of this are probably close to a week after, or actually a week after last episode, because it is actually the opening night of the new club. And of course, the circle is all gathered here before the doors open because...
Circle.
Yes, the circle. It's coterie. Too many games. I've gathered here before the doors have opened, of course, because you want everyone present and whether they're out on the floor or not. Is anyone doing anything special for this opening night?
Yes, Jackie has had Etienne bring in a case of champagne. It is exceptionally expensive, very good French champagne. Planning to have a celebration after the grand opening with the staff to basically ensure that they all get to celebrate a successful grand opening.
Anyone else?
Lamar's going to dress up and he's going to come out and, be dressed up for the evening just to support the club and support everyone. So he'll dress up and at least make an effort here. He still has his weapons though.
Okay. Now, is anyone else doing anything special, or is it just club attire and let's go party? Okay. No, the night kicks off rather well. Doors open and there's quite a line outside. There are some that have already been designated, of course, VIP based on standing in the Chicago community. Ones that are known to spend large amounts of money, local celebrities, those kind of things. And the night gets off to a pretty good start. The crowd is packed. There's a lot of people you don't recognize. There's a few kindred you do recognize. Notable people, of course, is... let me see who we got that's really notable that you would know. You see... Damien made an appearance before it opened just to wish you good luck, but he doesn't feel he should hang out tonight because he's obviously not of age to be in your club. But Kathy is there with a K. Amelia Locke. She showed up, the nosy bitch from the news reporter. You are a bit shocked that a particular kindred has shown up. It's one that you all don't know personally yet, though Destiny has met him. Cedric Calhoun did show up in a suit with a top hat, and as a Nosferatu, he's kind of borderline, I had to send a message. And those are the ones you recognize off the top of your head. Now, there'll be more that come in through the night as we go. But it's been an hour after the club's opened and things are hopping. Where are they at in the club about an hour in when the floor is packed, the booze is flowing, and the DJs are putting the music out?
Storyteller, one other special thing that Lamar will do, he will actually blush of life. Since he's going to be hanging out there.
It's dim enough. You could probably get away without it, but if you wish to blush of life, please go ahead. You never know who might be paying attention.
Jackie did as well.
I will as well.
Finally. Eleanor gets hungrier. And a voice speaks in her head. It's one she doesn't hear often. It was a doctor at an asylum that she was at a long time ago. You think you're fooling people? Do you need some more special attention? Or do you think maybe we should give some of your friends a special visit to the treatment room?
Fuck off.
Oh, that's not nice. You got me killed, and now you treat me like this?
You deserved it.
And the voice goes silent. So, Jackie, where are you at right now?
I'm trying to decide. Probably chatting it up a little bit with Amelia at this point.
And you're chatting up with Amelia. Now, Cedric has, of course, tipped his hat to Destiny because he knows you. You know, he hasn't made any move that he plans to speak with you at the moment, but he's nodded that he recognizes you're here. It's about this time you notice a very unexpected visitor. And you all have met this person. Nitro actually shows up in the club. She's not dressed for the occasion, but she shows up. And she actually walks over, slowly works the crowd until she at least says hi to each of you, acknowledging she's here. Mm-hmm. And of course, you felt every time one of these kindred have come in the building, you feel your coin. And you've also just felt your coin got warm again, but you don't see an additional kindred that you know.
Jackie will position herself conversing with Amelia in a way that she can keep an eye near the door, near the bar, near the dance floor to see what she sees.
Okay. Anyone else have a reaction to your coin getting warm, saying a kindred entered when you don't see another one you recognize that you haven't accounted for?
Do we have any, like, a raised area for, like, an observation?
The VIP area is up above.
That's where I would be.
Yeah,
that's where Jackie is with Amelia.
Where I would be.
Okay. You can't, because of the throng of bodies, you can't tell who. Yeah, with the throng of bodies, you can't tell which kindred might have.
No, I'm just looking for anything unusual.
Okay.
Occasionally glancing.
Phillip, you've entered the club. And looking around, you do recognize Jackie, of course, standing talking with some blonde-headed woman that you don't really recognize. That's the only one you recognize in the club, Phillip. Or Phillip. What is your plan? What are you doing, Phillip?
Well, I have used Blush of Life at this stage. I will rouse for that. Success.
Very good.
I will also take a look around the club. I will also employ Sense the Unseen. I like to know my surroundings.
Okay. So you can roll. It's since you're using it deliberately, it's going to be resolve all specs. Yeah, 2, huh? Okay, you don't see anything out of the ordinary. Seems like a busy club. It's definitely the grand opening night, but
he won't approach Jackie directly. He will be nearby with a glance at her.
And for everyone else in the club, and not even Jackie, this individual, you don't notice him watching Jackie. Very skilled at what he's doing at the moment, so nobody even sees that he's there.
Could I roll an instincts check? Because Jackie's got solid instincts sometimes.
You can try. Mm-hmm. I will let you roll it, but I'm setting the difficulty pretty high because of the massive people.
I'm sure you are. There's a lot of people. So, Okay, that's a wits instincts?
Sure. Okay. There's so many people here, though. You know how hard it is to pick out one in a crowd?
Yeah. I would just have to see if I felt eyes on me or something.
And the dice have already been cursed because your storyteller invoked the curse already at the start of the session.
Hang on. I am willpowering that.
It's not bad.
That's 6.
6. 6 is pretty good. It's a very hard challenge. Okay, you do feel like somebody's watching you, but you can't put your finger on where it's coming from. Just a little bit of hackles at the back of your neck.
I'm going to make this a little more challenging than if someone's wanting to tail me. Amelia, darling, excuse me. I feel a sudden urge to go dancing.
Oh.
Would you care to join me?
Well, of course I would. That way I can comment on the dancing in the club when I write my article this week.
Absolutely. Let's go.
Okay, she steps out on the dance floor. Anyone else joining him? Let's find out. We know Phillip is watching and Jackie's dancing. Roscoe, what are you doing right now? Still at the VIP watching?
Yep, just looking over the crowd.
Lamar?
Lamar is keeping an eye out on the crowd, and he's like actually near the bathrooms just to make sure nobody's taking any liberties with the place.
Okay. Eleanor?
I was watching, but when I see that Jackie is heading down to dance, I'm going to kind of follow and insinuate myself into
the dance troupe there?
the dancing.
Okay. Destiny?
I've been dancing this whole time.
And Jonathan, we're at the VIP.
I just stay up there and just make sure nothing's breaking out.
And while watching up there, yeah, you
Well.
definitely see Eleanor and Jackie and Amelia on the floor. Now you've seen Destiny. She's been working the floor the whole night, just from one section to the other, sometimes in the other rooms, because it's like in a good dance place, there's different rooms you can enter for different dance floors and different, feels overall. But they're working it. And Jackie and Eleanor and Amelia, she's passable as a dancer. And as you're talking to her or dancing, another woman comes up, one you've not seen before. I'm going to share this to everybody in the fantasy ground so that you can see who's wandered up. We will share the record. There it is. Let me reshare because I don't think it shares it unless I do it this way. There we go. There we go. Everybody should have it popped up. It's an older woman. Noticeably older woman.
Mm-hmm.
But not just older. She looks like she's spent a lot of time in the sun, spent a lot of time working hard. She's definitely someone who's worked a bit. And she slides right over and you see her lean in and she just lightly gives a kiss to Amelia and starts dancing with Jackie and Eleanor. And Amelia leans in. This is Tatiana.
It's a pleasure, Tatiana.
Lovely to meet you.
Jacqueline Durand.
And Tatiana nods with a heavy Russian accent, which I'm not even going to try. Tatiana Makarova. Amelia goes, yes, this is my date.
Fantastic. I'm so glad you ladies could join us tonight.
Yes, you're very welcome.
Phillip, what are you doing now that you've seen what happened on the floor?
I think Phillip might join the melee.
So, Eleanor and Jackie and Amelia and Tatiana. Man, I will let you describe yourself. Go ahead and describe yourself, Phillip, as you slide up into this dancing group.
This is a man of about 6'1". He has blonde hair down to his neck, a light beard, blue eyes, and he's in an immaculately tailored suit.
And Jackie, you don't recognize him. Eleanor, you don't recognize him. Amelia kind of gives you the side eye, but since she's primarily focused on Tatiana, meh.
Hello, newcomer.
And I'm just looking as I'm dancing.
As he's addressed, he will nod his head. Greetings. I hope you don't mind. It just looked like such an insatiable group to be dancing with.
And Jackie, even on the dance floor, the face you don't recognize, the body you don't recognize, the mannerisms you don't recognize, but that voice you would recognize anywhere. You've heard that voice many times from your beast. You've heard that voice many times when it's not your beast. You would know that voice anywhere. Willpower check. 3 successes. It's not bad.
She maintains her composure as if she doesn't know him. Oh, such a flatterer.
I do try.
And she basically opens up the circle a little bit and allows him to dance with them.
Okay. And you all dance for a bit. Sending a message to a player real quick. So, for everyone else that isn't part of this, Lamar, Jonathan, and Roscoe. Lamar, you can't really see much down at the bathroom area, but Jonathan and Roscoe, you definitely see this individual you don't recognize not only come up and start trying to dance with Eleanor and Jackie and Amelia and this unidentified woman, but Jackie makes room to allow him in.
You know that fella, Jonathan?
Never seen him before.
Must be one of Jackie's friends.
Perhaps. Mr. Green, will you please keep an eye out?
Yes, sir. I can watch that.
I'll make my way downstairs to the dance floor.
Okay.
With the majority of the coterie.
Okay. And because you warned one of the security there, he starts radioing around, and you notice that there's a little more security presence being shown, but they're not on the floor. They're not getting obtrusive. But you can definitely see that there's a little more activity from them to make sure that they are where they can get to the floor. And you get down there, and Jonathan strolls up on the dancing circle. And when you get closer, Amelia says, "Jonathan, great club, great opening."
I just kind of wave back.
Okay. And Roscoe, you're watching this and nothing seems out of the ordinary. Now, Lamar, you actually, while you're by the bathroom, man that you don't recognize, but you're pretty sure Nosferatu. Suit, top hat, pulled way down low. You would be Lamar, right?
Evening. How's it going?
It's going. Name's Cedric.
Nice to meet you, Cedric. How you enjoying the place so far?
You know, I like it. There's a bit of a curiosity to me. Not many places are exclusive to my friends. Or exclusive enough my friends don't get to go.
Well, we try to make room for everyone here. I mean, some of us know what it's like to be on the outside, the margins, so we don't like to make other people feel that way. If you get where I'm going.
Yeah, I do, but I'm curious why my friends aren't allowed in. You see, it's something different.
Now, when you say friends, are we talking friends? Are we talking friends?
No.
And he actually goes,
brown hair, runs in packs, you know.
Well, those friends. That is not an area where I'm familiar, so couldn't really tell you why that is.
Oh, it's just, I found it interesting. You know, and since I was in the area, I figured grand opening, might as well pop in a bit.
Well, hey, glad you came on by. You know, stay a while, have a drink, you know, have a good time, you know. It's just but if your other friends aren't able to make it, probably just one of those things you have to kind of let go of.
You know, I'm not known for passing by what spikes my curiosity, but you know, it is what it is. Nice club you got here, though, I gotta say.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Oh, I'm Cedric, of course. You know, you've heard of me, I'm sure.
Yes, Cedric. I just want to make
Destiny
sure I was
didn't
talking to the
mention me
guy.
enough?
You know what? Destiny has mentioned you. She had mentioned you'd be stopping by. I mean, didn't seem like this was a place that you'd favor, but I'm glad you came. Would you like me to tell you stopped by, or?
Oh, I've seen her on the floor. I'm not much of a dancer, so I'm gonna wait until
I
she's
feel you
not
on that.
dancing to talk with her a bit. But the young ones, they gotta get that energy out on the floor, and then when they calm down, speak with them. I just saw you here and figured I'd have a chance to speak one-on-one with you just a bit.
Well, you know what? I'm glad you took the time. It's been enlightening.
I just want you to know, me and Martin are real good friends. And Destiny's like a daughter to him. So remember, we take care of our own, right?
Oh, yeah, I get that. I 100% understand that.
She may be adopted, but she's one of us. I hope you understand the message I'm relaying.
How do the young people say it? I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Good.
That's the phrase, right?
Good. Glad we can see eye to eye. It's always good to have, proper discussions.
Oh, yeah. I'll be sure to pass that along. Yeah.
Oh, good. You have a good evening, Lamar.
You too, Cedric. See you around.
And he turns and walks back into the club. And now we're going to flash back to the dance floor a bit. The song is ended, and DJ switch up, changing out the DJs at this point. So what is everyone doing on the floor?
I am actually going to look to Amelia and Tatiana and tell them to please enjoy the rest of their evening, that I must do other things at this time. And I excuse myself from the dance floor.
Okay. Eleanor?
I want to keep dancing.
Okay.
So I'll wait, and I'll invite Amelia and Tatiana to continue to dance with me if they want to. Or they can go get drinks.
The next
or
song
whatever.
that goes on is a lot more, it's a little bit slower paced, a lot more of a thumping beat. And Eleanor is very quickly drug into a bit of well, you're not drug into it, but Amelia and Tatiana are doing a little more provocative dancing around you. Without actually touching you or including you directly, it seems to be flowing around you. There's a tinge to the dance that you don't recognize. It's a style you're not used to seeing. But it's definitely Tatiana who's taking the lead on the moves.
I'm curious about this. I'm not going to try and escape, but it's interesting. Especially that they're kind of going around, but I'm not included, but also it's very odd.
It is
interesting.
It's like you're caught in the middle of a whirlwind that always gets close, but never quite drags you into it. Destiny, what were you doing at this point? Because
when I saw that there was someone that I didn't recognize dancing with the coterie members, I would have moved a little bit closer just to try to see what was going on and see who this person was and make sure that he wasn't going to try to hurt anybody.
Okay. And you managed to get pretty close. I mean, it's a throng of people. It's easy to slide up into a mass of bodies on the floor. So you are still there. Do you leave the floor when you see Jackie stepping away?
I will not follow her. I feel he will go to the bar, get himself a glass of wine, head back to the VIP area.
And Philip, you actually recognize the dance or the influences of the dance. It's definitely Russian in origin. It's not a traditional one, but you can see it's built on some of the traditional Russian dances that have been modified to be more contemporary.
He will, whilst he's at the bar, he will admire whilst he's waiting for a drink.
Okay.
just out of pure curiosity.
Phillip gets a drink. So, Jackie, where did you go when you left the dance floor? And while you're deciding, Jonathan, what did you do when the dance troupe split up? Did you remain?
I would have remained, and I would have looked over to the bar, waited for them, and pulled the 4 glasses of champagne.
Okay. Jackie? You do know where Phillip went. You can see.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm definitely keeping an eye on him. Subtly, though. And I have gathered my own drink. It is a glass of Merlot, and gone upstairs to the VIP. And I am circulating around to the various individuals in the VIP. And eventually I make my way over to him.
Okay. And as you're circulating the VIP, Kathy is up there.
Mm-hmm.
She's just not dancing. She's kind of looking over, watching the dance floor a bit. She might be watching for somebody, for all you can tell, because she's not really moving to the music. She's just staring out over the dance floor.
Mm-hmm.
And you see Roscoe, of course, up there watching as well, but with a different kind of a concentration than Kathy would be doing.
What sort of concentration does Roscoe seem to have?
I would say he's scanning the crowd as if he's evaluating threat levels.
Okay, Fantastic.
Right, and particularly watching Tatiana doing the dance, since I hadn't met her before. I'm just kind of warily watching what she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
If I notice him watching them, I'll lean over and whisper in his ear, "That's Amelia's date."
Oh, okay. Wonderful.
Her name is Tatiana.
Okay. And Phillip's over at the bar getting a drink, and it doesn't take long. The VIP is the bartenders are encouraged not to make people wait at the bar long.
No.
That's not good for the VIP crew. They like prompt service. So you very quickly get it. Now, here's the funny part. Jonathan and Jackie, you're not quite sure how he got to VIP section. Definitely wasn't on the list, but he's up in the VIP section.
Jackie knows how he got there, but she's not saying anything. She sits down at the bar right next to him, takes a drink from her glass and sets it down on the bar. So, mind introducing yourself?
Yes, I apologize if I offended you. I didn't mean to intrude on your fun. My name is Phillip Carlson.
She's going to lean in really close. Jackie Durand. Nice to meet you, Phillip.
Pleasure.
What brings you to Chicago?
Well, I needed a change of scene after some time in D.C. I found myself drawn to the announcement of a new club in the city. I've not been here long, but there's always something vibrant about something fresh. And so I came here and I see that I have done right and I can present myself in your domain.
Indeed. Although it is a little suspicious you being in VIP when no one knows you.
This much is true, but there are certain...
I'm aware.
...pleasures are hard to deny.
Shall we go somewhere private to discuss business?
Oh, if you feel that to be necessary, I would be more than acclimatized to that.
She picks up her drink and says, "Follow me."
And Roscoe, while you've been eyeballing the dancing and keeping an eye on things, apparently I didn't curse the dice well enough. Something struck you as odd while the two of them were talking. You glanced over and it strikes you that this individual Jackie's talking to is not breathing.
Okay.
Blush to life does not make you breathe. It puts blood at the surface of your skin so you look normal and you have body heat, but you are not breathing. You are still dead.
Okay. I'll make a note of that. So it usually takes us a while to stop remembering to do that. So
there is an age related to that. The younger ones definitely move their chest even when they're not. There's no point. That is true. Habits. So while Jackie and Phillip go to a place, Lamar, what are you doing?
Lamar is now looking over the dance floor. Sees the whole complicated dance. Eleanor's still in the middle of it, it looks like, or in the vicinity of it. So he is going to watch Eleanor's back, make sure that, something doesn't go wrong here. And he's going to check on her.
Okay. And what is Destiny doing? Coughing.
Choking, apparently. Destiny would have seen, after Jackie left the dance floor, she would have kind of made her way up towards the bar section of the VIP, just because she's kind of intrigued by this person, but she's not like interjecting into any of the conversations. She's just kind of being off to the side.
Watching. Okay. And Jonathan, you've got your 4 glasses of champagne were brought to you. What are you doing with them?
We give one to Eleanor, one to Tatiana, and one to Amelia, even though I don't know Tatiana or Amelia.
Amelia's actually, she manages to keep it without spilling it as she's still dancing. Tatiana slams it back the moment you hand her the glass. Just downs it and continues dancing. Eleanor, what do you do with your...
I take the champagne and I say, "Thank you, Jonathan." And I actually have to kind of stop moving so that I can have a sip. And I should do that because I'm afraid I might spill it. So I just kind of move a little bit, just a wee bit. Holding it.
And Lamar, I want you to roll wits awareness real quick.
Yeah.
And we shall see. It's pretty good for Lamar. You do notice Kathy is looking over from the VIP balcony down. And when you catch her eye, she actually smiles at you. She was obviously watching you at this point, not the rest of the crowd.
He'll look up, he'll give her a polite nod and sort of salute. And he will return to making sure that Eleanor and Jonathan, he's watching Eleanor and Jonathan's backs. Although he's going to make sure he also looks out for that other guy, just in case.
Mm-hmm. And I want Destiny to roll wits awareness. It's a busy club. There's a lot of wits awareness to try to pick people out in the crowd when all this shit's going on.
Hold on, that rolled the wrong thing.
Yeah, that definitely is not enough dice.
Apparently my clicker isn't wanting to click properly.
1 success. Okay, that's great. You want to roll 3? You want to willpower that?
I don't know why I rolled it, so...
Well, then you don't willpower it, I guess.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
It's all fine. Okay. So we're going to flash back now to Phillip and Jackie.
Jackie has led him to a private office in the club.
So she takes you up, it's actually up through an elevator that's in the back. Mm-hmm. That is a badge only for the ones who run it and employees.
Mm-hmm.
And takes you up to an office that's well insulated. You can still barely feel the music, but not hear it in this particular office.
She allows him to enter the room first. And then as she walks in behind him, she closes the door and locks it. "8 years, Nolan.
Nolan looks pensive.
I thought you were gone for good. I know it's a risk. And I know one day it will happen. But for 8 years, I thought it had.
I cannot imagine what that has been like for you. I cannot. I am so sorry that I have had to put you through that. But you know that my work comes first.
I know. And I have never begrudged that. I would far rather have a moment of bliss, if that's all I can get.
And Phillip will reach out to Jackie, just tentatively. He won't touch her if she doesn't allow it.
She will grab his
Just
hand
reaching out.
and put it against her cheek and lean into it.
It's not the hand you remember. Even if the voice is.
I didn't mean to surprise you like this. It just seemed... No, it didn't seem like the best time. I had to let you know.
I appreciate it. I do. She'll kiss the palm of your hand and let it go. Why are you here? Really?
At this stage, I think it would be better not to discuss it. I have some idea of what is going on in the city.
Okay.
I've been sent to keep an eye on a few unfortunate events.
Your timing, as always, is impeccable. Have you heard about the looming threat of war with Lupine?
Indeed, I have. I presented myself to Prince Jackson, and he did describe to an extent that this was not an ideal time for newcomers in the city. He didn't seem best pleased by my arrival. He seemed to take some degree of offense to my demeanor, as far as I could judge. But
Interesting.
little to be done about that, given New World venture.
Indeed. Indeed. Vigilant little shits, all of them. I will, of course, keep your identity safe. As always.
I fear that by this very fashion of meeting, and it is entirely my own fault, that I may have perked the curiosity of kindred in the city.
Oh, I'm sure. But you're a European Ventru. You're an old business associate of mine. It's fine.
And good to know that you remember the lessons.
Of course. Of course. I have missed you.
And I you.
Well, let us not be too suspicious and let's return, shall we?
Now, Roscoe, of course, you saw them leave. Jonathan, you were on the floor with Eleanor. You did not see anything. Lamar was down, not in the VIP. He didn't see them depart. Destiny, you 100% saw them.
I would have followed.
You followed but couldn't get in the room that was locked behind you.
I would have stood outside the door and I'm going to cloak of shadows so that way I can catch anything they say as they open the door.
Okay. And because it's cloak of shadows, as long as you don't move. Now, does Jackie have
what?
Sense the unseen?
No, I don't have any aspects.
Okay. That's good to see. Now I'm checking real quick to see if Phillip has it.
Yes, he does.
Yes, he does. I will roll the hidden detection attempt.
And as she opens the door, they are saying nothing. Make sure you give him his bonus for his... Okay.
I want Destiny to roll, because it's actually in question. That's interesting. Destiny, you are going to roll. In your case, it's great how it doesn't list it here. It's going to be Resolve Obfuscate, if I'm remembering correctly.
Okay.
As y'all step out, Phillip, you see the hazy image of Destiny standing near the door, not right on the door, but near the door. You're muted.
He will pretend like he sees nothing. His eyes will just gloss over the image.
Okay.
And Jackie will lead him back to the elevator and say, I will see you back to the main area now that our business is concluded.
And Destiny, they return. Now, I know Destiny uses heightened senses all the time. You caught bits and pieces, not all of the conversation. Some of it was rather softly said, but you caught bits and pieces. I would say that he presented himself, and Jackie, you caught 8 years, but you never did catch an actual her call him Nolan at all.
Okay.
So you don't have that part of it. So let's flash as they're returning. Eleanor and Jonathan, the dance ends. And Amelia, she actually just kind of reaches over and just lightly brushes a little piece of hair from Eleanor's face and says, "You're a joy to dance with."
Your dance was very, very interesting. I've never seen anything like it.
It's one of Tatiana's. She picked it up. She looks over, Tatiana. Wasn't it the war? Tatiana nods.
Oh, you must have practiced quite a lot.
Had time. In between fighter sorties.
You must have lived a very interesting life.
And Amelia actually goes, "You would not believe she was the first female Russian fighter pilot."
Really? Oh, that's so... Wow. And they don't write any books about you.
And Tatiana goes, "In the motherland, they wouldn't. I'm a woman."
Well, someone should write about you, I think.
Amelia just laughs. It's too late. Now we would get in trouble writing about her.
That's true. I guess someone could do a fiction story then.
That's an idea. Tatiana, you want a story written? And Tatiana just gets this dour look on her face.
Oh, no. Well, forget that I suggested it. But someday, maybe I will learn more stories about you.
Oh, I'm sure we'll be by another night.
You're always welcome.
I hope so. I'm going to be writing some pieces about this place. I believe Jonathan would love some positive reviews to help the opening night.
Oh, yes, he's all about the positive reviews. Right, Jonathan?
Oh, yes. I do hope you're enjoying your time here, ladies.
Oh, I am. So glad of you to bring the champagne, and Amelia's still holding the champagne. She hasn't drank from it at all. And when she holds it and waves it a bit, Tatiana just snatches the glass out of her hand and downs it. And Amelia nods.
To check out the VIP section as well.
I'll be up in a few minutes. Tatiana and I are going to mingle a bit. And Amelia slips her arm around Tatiana's waist, and they, kind of leaning into each other, start wandering and moving around the club a bit. Now, we know what Phillip and Jackie are doing. Lamar, what were you doing? I knew you were watching their back. When the dance ends, what is Lamar doing?
Once the dance ends, Lamar will go ahead and make his way upstairs, probably. And, he'll go and say hello to Kathy with a K. Just to, be polite now that everybody seems to be off the dance floor for the moment.
And she smiles as you walk up.
Good evening. I'm glad you came.
No, of course I came. I wouldn't miss the grand opening.
How are you liking the place so far?
Oh, it's rather entertaining. I like it. I don't think it's Nero's kind of place, but I think I'll be coming to visit quite a bit. How are you doing tonight?
Good. Everything seems to be going pretty well, smoothly. I'm actually, I'm glad you decided to come by and spend a little bit of time here.
She reaches over and just lightly touches your arm. Wouldn't miss it.
Well, you could have been anywhere in the city tonight. Glad you're here with us.
It's funny. I stand up here, and there's things you remind me of Nero in some way. Like when you walk through the dance floor, no one seems to want to bump into you. They make a path. I get the impression you're a rather dangerous man.
I've been mentioned that way a couple of times. I think I'm a total sweetheart, though.
I'm sure you are. I am sure you are.
And he actually gives the biggest, cheesiest grin that he can muster at that.
She gets a grin on her face, but she's got a look in her eye that she's sizing up probably how you taste.
Lamar can't say he's unfamiliar with that either, but he's going to go ahead and, he touches her arm. Kathy, you have a good evening. I'm going to get back to mingling, but you're still around in a little bit. Be happy to share a drink with you.
Oh, we may be able to arrange that. We'll have to see. But yes, don't let me keep you from, your duties. It's obvious. By me watching you, you're trying to keep an eye on everyone.
Yeah, especially with everything going around the city right now, I really just want this to be a place where people come and let go of their troubles for a little bit.
I will say you all did an amazing job in cutting back the number of murders going on around your steakhouse.
That's what happens when you kill people. I mean, when you just basically get everybody to understand that the community is the most important thing.
Sometimes you have to send messages to the community for sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yes, I think you and I are going to have some some talks in the future. I will make sure to come here. If I don't see you later tonight, how about next Friday? About 11:30 I'll be here.
Next Friday, 11:30. That's oddly specific. Sounds like a date.
Well, I wouldn't say it's a date, but if we happen to run into each other, if anyone asks, I was just here and we ran into each other.
Exactly. I like that. I like the sound of that. I absolutely like the sound of that.
And she just runs her hand up your arm again and gets this. It's almost a feral grin. She steps away from you in the club. Now, Roscoe, you're up there. You saw this happen. You really couldn't catch all the words, but you're close enough. You saw every look on her face.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll mention it to him when I have a chance alone, not in front of everybody.
And so Lamar continues circulating. And let's go to Jonathan and Eleanor. Now that the dancing is over, where's Jonathan and Eleanor going? Now, you could see once the dance ended that Lamar went up, and you can see him talking to Kathy, but you don't.
Make my way back to the VIP.
Okay. And Eleanor?
Well, I've finished my champagne and I want another drink.
Okay. So you go and get you another drink. Where do you get the drink from? The VIP bar or one of the other floors?
The VIP bar.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So you're up there as well. And now we're going to flash to, unless, Roscoe, do you have anything you're doing?
Well, is Jackie still hanging with Phillip?
She is still, at this point, she's actually still in the office. Okay. You did see, you don't remember seeing Destiny slip out, but you don't see her anymore on the floor. She's a little bit sneaky at times and slips away when people aren't paying attention. But you know that Jackie and Phillip went upstairs.
Okay. Well, I'll keep an eye just to see when they come back.
Okay. So now we're going to flash to, actually, Destiny, after Phillip and Jackie leave, how long do you wait before you follow back down? I'm curious.
Probably like 2 minutes.
Okay. So,
send a couple text messages, check up on the establishment up in the north.
Okay. So Phillip and Jackie return to the VIP section, and the rest of the circle, or coterie, sorry, I keep going circle, too much race. The rest of the coterie, who happens to all be up there at this point, see them come down from the private areas where the offices are kept.
So, enjoy your evening.
Thank you. I'm sure that I shall.
Good. And Jackie will excuse herself from Phillip and go about mingling again.
Now, I want everyone, except for Destiny, and Phillip, who doesn't know this individual, the other 5, roll wits awareness, please.
You said everyone except Destiny, right?
Yeah, Destiny and Phillip don't get to roll, because you're not down here yet, and Phillip wouldn't know this individual. Four. Wow, nice rolls in there. And then Jackie threw an extra one, so there's a bunch of 4s. So everyone except Jonathan. Oh, Jonathan's throwing his willpower in there too. No, everyone except Jonathan notices Delilah coming up the stairs.
Or is the VIP area?
Oh, yes, coming up into the VIP area.
Why not? Lamar will make his way over to her.
Jackie will hold back, drinking her Merlot, and watch this interaction.
Okay. And Destiny, as you come down, you do see Lamar standing with Delilah. Now, what is Roscoe, Eleanor, and Jonathan doing?
I'm going to sidle over to Jackie, and just offhandedly say, everything okay with you and your very old friend?
Oh, indeed. An old business associate.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to hang back and sort of watch this interaction.
Which one? The Lamar?
The interaction between Lamar and Delilah.
Okay. And Jonathan?
I'm actually at the bar getting a drink.
Yeah, when you get near the bar, drinks get like almost thrown at you because you're one of the coterie that runs this place, or at least known to be the VIPs. But
yeah,
you do
I'm gonna
see
get one of the special.
you didn't see Delilah coming up, but you do see Lamar talking to her. And when you approach her,
I just
watch when you approach her. Hello, you are Lamar, right?
I am. You're Delilah.
Very good. You can be trained to learn names.
What can I say? What can I say? It's my gimmick.
I was kind of shocked when I arrived in town and found that they're letting your types in.
Well, haven't you heard? It's a brand new night, and the world's kind of changing. I mean, we've got La Sombra, deadbeat sires, all kinds of people joining the ranks. So,
It's funny you mention that because I recognize you.
do you?
Oh yes,
I just got one of those faces.
No, you were in New York.
A lot of people go to New York, but they know, what they say? If you stand at the corner of 34th and Main, stand there long enough and you'll see everybody you've ever met twice.
Yes. But I saw you. Given where we are, how can I put this? You were in the company of two individuals who tried to kill me.
Was I?
Well, not when they tried. But I had heard you were there. I had seen the three of you together. You see, I will never forget you two friends, though I don't believe anyone will remember them anymore when I was done.
Oh. Is that like the shorthand for trying to say you killed somebody?
Well, can't kill if they're already dead, now can you? Let's just say they got theirs in and I got mine. And I did survive.
Everybody gets lucky. But luck runs out eventually.
You're right about that. Luck does run out. You might want to remember that because things change and people are let in, and every once in a while somebody realizes the mistake that was made, and we have to put those that don't belong down.
I'll keep that in mind just as long as you remember. Just friendly advice. Deadbeat sire and dead have the same 4 starting letters, and the beat sire can be easily remedied.
Speaking of the deadbeat sire, where is my wayward child?
Probably out getting the life you should have gotten, but I'm sure if you walk around long enough, you'll find her.
Yes,
Del,
Jackie.
you have a good evening.
I would like to roll an insight check on her for her ambitions.
Go ahead. You can use wits insight or intelligence insight, either one. We'll see what you get. Now, Phillip, you are circulating. You're definitely given your back what you're used to doing. You do see this conversation between Lamar and Delilah. You don't know who she is. You do know that he is associated with Jackie. Lamar is, because you've done your homework since you've been in town. And you can definitely catch the hostility coming off those two in waves.
I got 5 with a crit.
Without having the conversation, you're not sure her ambitions.
Oh, I'm reading
you can
body
read
language.
Body language. And, she definitely.
She's looking to start shit.
I know if it's possible to turn someone to ash by posture, Lamar would be ashed by now. There is an aggression in her pose that shifted the moment he came close to her.
Fantastic. She's off her game right now. Okay, so I'm going to walk up to her.
And you walk up as Lamar is walking away. Oh, what is this? Are you all going to come to me one at a time, or should we just gather everyone together for a discussion?
I don't believe you're on the list, Delilah.
I put myself on any list I choose. I don't think you understand my status here, do you?
An envoy from New York.
Very good. And let's just say that Kevin Jackson warmly received me.
Oh, I'm sure he did.
You would be Jackie.
No, Jacqueline Durand, you are not my friend.
So pompous, so pompous. Fine, Jacqueline. Where is my wayward child? I've come to speak with her.
That is an interesting question, as I am not her keeper.
If you listen to your rather untrustworthy ally, I am apparently not her keeper either. In fact, I'm going to remedy shortly.
She was here earlier. She's not now, so perhaps she's left.
Now, Destiny, what are you doing now that you've come down and seen her talking to, you see Delilah down at first Lamar, now Jackie?
Well, as I came down the stairs and saw her talking to Lamar, is the stairway like off of the main area so that people like really couldn't see as we come down?
You couldn't see.
It's
like behind the bar.
Yeah, it's actually in a way that they don't light the back end of it because you don't want to draw attention that there's an exit right there, because then some drunk would come trying to wander down there because they're drunk.
And it's behind the bar, so you basically have to know the way back there.
I would say it's dark enough that nobody is watching you, so if you did use your cloak of shadows.
I would have stopped, I would have cloaked of shadows, and I would have turned on my heightened senses. And
now, you got to be careful with that in the club. As loud as it is,
you're going to get deafened.
You're going to get deafened if you use heightened senses. It is too loud to pick out any conversations on this floor. But you can stand there completely still and not be seen.
Yeah. No, I would not be coming any closer.
She has other interests in the city, so I'm sure she's decided to check in on those.
Of course she does. She's probably meeting with that rat.
No accounting for taste. But
that is true. So, she's not here.
As far as I know, I haven't seen her in some time.
That's the truth. She's still going to roll against you. If you would like to roll composure subterfuge, go ahead.
I'm not lying.
But we're still doing, as I do with you often, to read between the lines. Not good. It's a very difficult roll for her. And not even close.
Yeah.
Fine. Tell her I was by.
I would be pleased to do so.
I would hang out longer, but I've decided I don't like the company in this place.
It is a shame that it's not to your taste.
You let the wrong types in, much like Kevin Jackson has. Goodbye, Jacqueline.
Goodbye, Delilah.
And she turns and walks down the stairs, and you see her beelining to the door. And this is where we are going to go to break. We will be back in 10 minutes. Enjoy the break, everyone.
Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within. through your skin and burrow within and burrow within. I've always been the hunter, nothing on my tail. But there was something in you I knew could make that change. To capture a predator, you can't remain the prey. You have to become an equal in every way. So look in the mirror and tell me, who do you see? Is it still you? Or is it me? Become the beast. We don't have to hide. Do I terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within and burrow within. So embrace the darkness, and I will help you see that you can be limitless and fearless if you follow me. We are the lions in the world of lies. We are the predators, the hunters, the hunters, the hunters. Become the beast. We don't have to hide. Do I terrify you? Do you feel alive? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within and burrow within. to terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Allow me to introduce myself, though I fear you've heard my name, and that you've heard the story of Countess Bathory. History is told by the victors, heroic warriors, and mad kings. Will you hear my story from the lips of Bathory? They call me blood-sucking demon, queen of hell, sadistic killer, a monster tale, bathing in the blood of virgins, beautiful, drinking the blood of virgins, youthful, the blood countess. Who is she really? Who is she really? Blood countess. Who is she really? Elizabeth Bathory. I was very wealthy and powerful, a widow with political rivals keen to destroy me and take my property. My plea was never offered, all my confessors were all tortured, or how they destroyed me for my property. They put me up, shut me up, shut me up, put me up, put me up, shut me up, shut me up, and told a story of a bitch called Bathory, blood-sucking demon, queen of hell, sadistic killer, a monster tale, bathing in the blood of virgins, beautiful, drinking the blood of virgins, youthful, the blood countess. Who is she really? Who is she really? Blood countess. Who is she really? Elizabeth Bathory.
Welcome back. Before the break, we were having open night at the club, and Jackie met with Phillip, though she mentioned his name was Nolan. Destiny's sire showed up unannounced. Lamar had a very interesting conversation with Kathy, with a K. Roscoe has been watching the wallflower tonight, but he's been gathering a lot of information on watching what people are doing. Eleanor and Jonathan got to watch, and Eleanor was caught in the middle of an odd dance. This is where we're going to pick this up. Now, after Delilah has left, what's the general idea of individuals? Phillip, what are you doing? Still at the bar drinking?
Phillip will, he'll be at the bar, having a calm drink, just observing comings and goings, getting to know faces.
And Jackie, your plans?
After I watch Delilah exit with a quickness, I'm going to basically scan the club looking for the dapper gentleman in a top hat.
Oh, it's not hard to find a guy in a top hat. He's in one of the corner booths. He's got a drink in front of him, and he keeps picking it up and kind of sipping at it, but you don't see it dropping.
Actually drain.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Is he alone?
Yep, he is.
Okay. I will make my way over to him.
Okay, you're making your way to him. Roscoe, what are you doing?
Is Lamar anywhere close by?
Oh, he's still was up on the VIP.
Okay.
Especially considering his way of wanting to keep an eye on people's backs. And Delilah hadn't left the place yet, so I think Lamar wasn't going to be far where he couldn't keep an eye on Delilah until she was firmly out of the premises.
He is going to watch her walk out intently.
Eleanor?
I am going to go over to the bar and sit down next to Phillip.
Okay. Destiny, who was obfuscated in the hallway, what is she doing now?
I would give it a minute, watch Delilah walk out, make sure she's like fully
Now, you
gone.
can't see her walk out from where you are without dropping your cloak of shadows, but you can edge up to peek out if you're willing to drop your cloak of shadows.
Yeah, I would drop the cloak of shadows after I see her walk away, make sure she's fully gone, and then I would head towards the dance floor to try to see if I can start dancing again, but probably I've lost the desire to do that, so I'm going to look for Cedric.
Okay. And Jonathan?
I will look to see if anyone stands out on the dance floor.
I mean, it depends on your definition. Stands out, and we've got a. Oh, he unfroze. Good. Depends on your definition of stand out. There are a lot of people who stand out based on the way they're dancing, what they're wearing, what they're not wearing. It may be winter in Chicago, but it's still a club, and people are going to be properly attired in the club. Your coat room has been busy tonight, checking coats. So, but in terms of, people interesting, about the best I can say is that you do see Nitro talking to somebody at one of the bars down in the main area, not on the VIP section. She's at the bar talking to somebody.
I'll head that way.
Okay. So, considering where everyone is located, I will let Eleanor talk to Phillip first, because that is right on the same floor. Eleanor and Phillip, the scene is yours.
So I go over to you, Phillip, and I drop down in the seat next to you, and I say, "Hello, newcomer."
Oh, greetings again.
Again, may I buy you a drink?
Yes, that would be very welcome. That's very gracious of you.
Oh, of course. Well, you were such a good dancer, and for such a short time.
I do like to think I can impress on the dance floor.
I think you impressed really well. I was impressed anyway.
I'm sorry if that seemed awkward for a moment there. I've been an acquaintance, business partner of Jackie's for a few years now.
Oh.
And there was something that happened a little while back. A certain deal fell through. We didn't get to secure what we had intended. And I fear she was a little shocked to see me suddenly show up in the city after some time. So,
I think I understand. So is it business that brings you to Chicago or just friendship?
I think both. Jackie and I were quite close back in...
Back in the day?
Yes.
Well, I consider Jackie one of my best friends, so any friend of hers is a friend of mine.
Oh, that's very sweet of you. How close friends are you, if I might ask?
Pretty close. We've known each other for a really long time, and she's helped me out of a couple spots, and she's the best.
Oh, she is a most excellent example of a venture, is she not?
I would say yes, because she's one of the best Ventru that I've ever met.
I hope then that I don't disappoint you.
Well, you haven't disappointed yet. In fact, I'd say you'd earn 2 drinks.
Oh, that's very kind of you.
I hope you're not driving
you don't
home.
Need to. No, I have someone I can call upon.
Oh, good. Good. Well, then you'll get those 2 drinks.
As I said, very kind of you. I do appreciate.
And Lamar, as you were watching closely, because you had said you were, as Delilah was leaving, you saw her look towards a group of 3 men sitting at one of the tables. You saw her head definitely turn towards it, and the 3 men, one of them whispered something to the other, and he got up and left, following shortly behind her, but the other 2 stayed in the bar.
All right. Has Roscoe walked up to me yet?
He would have walked up to you while Eleanor and Phillip are talking. Roscoe, you've come up to Lamar.
Okay. And I
hey,
just...
Hold on a second, Roscoe, before he talks to Lamar. Roscoe. Table down there. 3 guys, 2, one of them just got up. Those 2... Delilah was leaving, and she said something to one of the guys. He left with her, but the other 2 are still here.
Okay, what are the other 2 doing? Are they keeping an eye on the...
they're drinking, but they do seem to be paying an awful lot of attention, looking around the bar. From your experience back before you were even kindred, you recognize those eyes. Those are the people who are trained in observing and watching.
Any particular focus on? Or
No,
just...
they seem to be watching for someone, would be your guess.
Okay. Yeah, they definitely seem to be looking for somebody. Not sure who. How'd it go? I mean, I just sort of, without context, say, you flirting with Disaster?
Disaster and I, we've kind of we've had a thing going for a while, It's just Disaster's got a sister, Calamity, and Calamity wants a 3-way with Insanity. So I
was talking about Kathy. I saw you 2 talking.
Oh, yeah. I was just saying hello. Being polite.
Look more than that. Come on.
She comes on down. She comes on down here. She makes a point to talk to all of us.
She was very interested in just you. Come on now.
Roscoe's not like that.
It's probably like that.
I don't know that it's like that. On the other side of Kathy is someone who does not have my best interest at heart.
Yeah, well, that is true.
Yeah, and I'm trying, I am trying to be, kind because she's friends with the sheriff. And if you make her mad, then the sheriff comes down here and makes us ash. And I don't want that.
No, we don't need that.
No.
But what about that other one? The one that just left? Destiny. I mean, not Destiny. Delilah.
Oh, yeah. Delilah. Destiny's sire, I think it was. Yeah. She's, as the kids put it these days, big mad about something or other.
Okay. Any particular person she's mad with, or just in general?
I'm going to go with in general. I'm going to go with in general. Apparently, I look like someone she thought she knew. Had to explain to her that wasn't the case, but
I get that.
Yeah, it's got one of those faces, like I said.
Yeah. So that guy that she talked to that got up and left, what was he? Did you tell what his intent was?
No, I just noticed them as she walked out, but something tells me she will be back to start something. She was looking for Destiny, so if you see her,
find her though. Okay.
Not that I know of. So you see her, tell her to watch her back because Delilah was here.
Okay.
And as you say that, you do see Destiny come out of that hallway that leads in the back. She did check before she come out. You see her peek her head around a little bit to peer down towards Delilah, make sure Delilah's not around, and then comes out of that back section.
Before she comes out, where she can be visible to the two guys that are still left at the table, can we stop her?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Hey, Destiny. Delilah was here, right?
Yep.
Just
I knew
now.
Delilah was here. I saw her.
Okay. She seems to have left a couple friends who were watching for somebody down on the main floor. It's not you, is it?
I mean, probably.
Just keep an eye out.
I've been ducking her the last couple of days.
Okay.
I mean, we can have those guys escorted out, save you some trouble.
Yeah? You gonna escort him back to New York?
That's a long way to go.
It is.
I don't even know if they're from New York.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? Just, there's planes that we can throw them on, right?
On, out of, under. I mean,
You need to pay off a bunch of pilots to be able to throw them out of planes.
only one if you do it right, but no, really, if you want them gone, we'll make them gone. Shouldn't have to duck and dive around here. She's not welcome. We can make that plane.
Let's just see what they do. I can take care of myself.
Oh, no doubt.
Yep. Yeah, no doubt about that. But it's always good to have help.
Yeah. I'm kind of not feeling the vibe here right now anymore. I don't really want to dance, and I think I've got some stuff I need to take care of. I'm going to go at least say hi to Cedric and then head out for the night.
Good old Cedric. All right.
Okay. So we're gonna flash to Jackie and Cedric here in a second. But Destiny, when you go say hi to Cedric, I need to know, how are you going to go down to say hi to him? Are you taking any effort to not be seen by those two individuals that I'm sure that Lamar and Roscoe at least gave you a general idea where they are?
I'm incorporating myself as much into the crowd as possible, but I'm not hiding myself specifically. I'm just trying to blend in with the crowd.
Okay, and we're going to flash now to Jackie and Cedric. And when Jackie walks up, Jacqueline.
Mr. Calhoun. And I sit down.
When you sit down, he tips his hat a bit.
It's a pleasure to see you at our establishment this evening.
Glad to be here. I would take my head off as proper gentleman, but my ears would show a bit much, and I think it's best that I keep the hat on to minimize that in public.
I do appreciate the thought. Absolutely. Tell me, Mr. Calhoun, do you deal in information?
Well, You ever known one of us who don't?
Exactly. But I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, it's funny you bring that up because as someone who likes information, I find it strange when I find areas that I can't get information out of, like the one we're sitting in. My little friends, I try to get them to come in, and even when I'm especially persuasive, they don't seem to want to walk in.
That is truly a shame. I suppose we will have to sit down like civilized individuals and negotiate.
It's a possibility. Or we could let's figure out what I can get. I'll find a way around it. It's a challenge, you see.
You like puzzles, hmm?
Well, it's not really fun if you only negotiate to give me what you want to give me.
No, I actually want something from you.
Oh, well then in that case, we can talk here, or you can meet me at one of my establishments at some point, and we can talk privately.
Did you see who recently left?
You mean Delilah?
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps I saw her.
Mm-hmm. I would like everything you can get me on her.
You see, that's...
Do tell Martin I have his girl's best interests at heart.
I'll tell him when he comes to play chess with me tomorrow night. But that can be a tall order. Are you discussing activities here in Chicago, or are you looking more towards her past before that?
Oh, I'm sure between the two of you, you can come up with quite a lot.
Oh, I can certainly try. Now, of course, the amount of information I find out, the price is going to be based quite a bit on the quality of it will increase what you have to pay.
Of course.
And you know I don't deal in money.
Of course not.
Then it shall...
When you find out the information, let me know the price, and if I agree that it's acceptable, then we shall make the exchange.
If I can find enough, I want to know why my friends can't come in this building.
However, if it is a group effort, I imagine it may be a price also from your friend.
We shall see. It depends on what I find as to the price, because just finding the info, of course, makes it valuable for me.
Of course.
Whether you buy it or not.
Of course. And you could sell it to whomever. I just want to make sure I get it as well.
But I will point out that there's also the information of you asking for this.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping that silent also has a price.
Of course.
We will discuss that price on another night.
Certainly.
I don't like to negotiate in busy places like this.
I can understand that. I reach and extend a card. You can reach me at that number when you're ready to sit down and have that discussion.
And he actually looks at it, tucks it in his pocket. You can go find me at Morgan's Steakhouse. You'll find me there many nights. Just look for the hat.
It's a date, Mr. Calhoun. I will be seeing you.
Very good. And Destiny, as you walk up, you see Jackie getting up from sitting with Cedric. Destiny.
Cedric?
I figured you would at least come around and say hi if you knew I was here. Who told you I was here?
I saw you.
Oh, observant. It's the hat, isn't it?
It's very dapper.
Yes, but it gives me away a bit much. Think next time I'll have to wear a different face. I do hate hiding this beautiful look, but
I'm going to be heading out. I just knew that you would be a little bit perturbed if I didn't come and say hello before I left.
Very social of you. Martin has taught you at least manners.
Of course.
I saw your sire leaving in a bit of a funk. Did you two have words?
No, we haven't had words, and I think that's the problem.
Ah, yes. That would make sense. No, whatever you did to piss her off. Good. She strikes me as a snooty little bitch.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm feeling tired. I'm gonna go.
Take care of yourself.
Yes, you too, Cedric. I'll see you next time I see you.
Oh, you know I'll be playing chess tomorrow night with Martin.
Oh, I do. Yeah. Maybe I'll come and say hi. I haven't seen Martin in a couple days.
My pet would love to see you again.
Okay. Should I bring some cheese?
He doesn't eat cheese.
I know, but it's really funny watching him sniff at it.
Yes, he's become a bit of a meat eater.
How much of a bit of a meat eater is he now?
He eats other rats. You saw the size of him.
I did, but the fact that you made a cannibalistic rat pet's kind of gross, Cedric.
Survival of the fittest. My breeding pits are to make them bigger and stronger and smarter.
Yeah, and you could make them eat lizards.
There's no lizards in the city. But let's just say my pet eating rats that don't report to me is a handy little event.
Yep. You're right, Cedric. You're right.
You have a good evening, Destiny. And I'll tell Martin you showed your manners correct.
Thanks for the good progress report, Cedric. I knew I could count on you.
You know who he asks. He always wants to make sure that you're being a good girl.
He should know by now that I always am.
I think his definition of good girl and your definition of good girl may not match up to a lot of other people's. But you are one of us. Adopted or not, you are one of us. I had words with your friend Lamar about that subject.
What did you say to Lamar?
You are one of us. We protect our own.
Cedric, don't take this the wrong way. But you going around town and loudly proclaiming that a Toreador is a Nosferatu might reflect poorly upon me, and I don't think Martin would be happy about that.
It was only to Lamar. He's a La Sombra.
And what did you just say to Jackie?
We discussed business. My kind of business.
If you're willing to say things like that to Lamar, a La Sombra, in the middle of a crowded club, I don't know what you'd be willing to say in private.
Well, it's best to say it in a crowded club. He's less likely to do something that draws attention to himself.
Cedric, you're drawing attention to me.
I will make a note. I ask forgiveness.
Okay. I don't want you to be sullying your relationship with Martin, Cedric. It would just be very upsetting if you guys lost your friendship because of something that happened.
I think Martin and I will do fine for now.
Have a good evening.
And next time you're out at the lake, say hello to my child, would you? Tell him I got his message. And I agree.
Why don't you tell it to him yourself?
Because I don't go to the tent city that often.
What was his message?
You know better. Just tell him I agree.
Trying, right?
Oh, of course. He'll understand what I meant. Maybe he'll tell you.
Maybe. He lied to me the last time I was there, so.
That's what we do, but he doesn't normally lie to you. Now that's some interesting information. What might he have lied about?
Well, here's the thing. I didn't know that he lied. He told me that he was always going to be truthful to me, and you just confirmed that he does in fact lie.
We all lie. It's what we are. We lie to ourselves. We lie to others. Don't forget that.
I won't.
If you're willing to tell me what he lied about sometime, pop into the steakhouse and talk to me.
I didn't know that he lied. And now I do.
He has his secrets he has to keep. I have mine I have to keep. And I'm sure you have yours that you have to keep.
Oh, I'm an open book. I don't have any secrets. You know that, Cedric.
As you wish. Good evening, Destiny.
Good evening.
Okay, and I believe, Destiny, what are you doing? Are you leaving totally, or are you just slipping away?
Would we have, as a coterie, have had plans to, like, stick around the whole night and, like, talk about things?
No, you can come back after closing.
Yeah, because I'm sure that the coterie would have plans to talk after closing.
After closing.
Because it's opening night, it's a big deal
So
for
if
the
there's
coterie.
somewhere else you want to go for the meantime, sure, but, you know.
But there's also private rooms in the...
There's private rooms as well.
Yeah, for the coterie.
I probably would actually go into one of the private rooms, maybe back actually up into the hallway where I'd left the first time that Jackie and Phillip were in. And I'm going to spend some time just surfing the internet, seeing if I can get any information about anything that not like specifics, just
research and stuff. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just researching.
Anyone else have any other scenes before the club closed that night that they wish to talk with?
No.
No.
Just as Phillip, when he decides he's going to leave, Jackie will make note and basically make sure that she speaks to him one last time before he leaves.
Now, the two guys, they stay all the way to closing. The two that remained before they slip out. And this is where we're going to end this particular scene. And we are going to let our amazing guest, Astral, thank you for your guest appearance here.
Yep, so Jackie would meet with Phillip as he's heading towards the door and give him her card to reach her on a very specific number.
Okay.
And say, to discuss further business, you can reach me here. You're muted.
Yep, you're muted. Oh, no.
Phillip would also exchange a card and say,
She'll take it.
You can reach me here as well.
Thank you. I'm sure we'll be speaking again soon.
No doubt.
The club closes. Thank you for coming and playing with us, Astral.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
This does not conclude this episode, but we are going to let Astral go due to time zone differences.
Time zone differences. Poor guy's staying up way late for us.
Yep. So we will end this scene here. Thank you for coming.
Thank you
I hope
so
the viewers
much.
enjoyed his little teaser info about he's got a different name than everyone knows about.
Mm-hmm.
And for those watching this, he's the mod in chat.
Yep, that's Astral.
Yep, that's
Astral
me.
Aberration.
That's me, Mod Sword Flex.
Yep. So thank you for coming.
Thank you so much, Astral. We
Thanks,
really
Astral.
appreciate it.
With the departure of our guest and the club closed, this coterie gathers, I assume in one of the conference rooms upstairs, that while the staff cleans up and closes it up for the night so that they can have a little private discussion about all the events of this night. And I turn this over to the coterie.
Jackie's sitting at the conference table and she has a glass of champagne.
Mar will walk in and he'll have a seat, lean back in his chair. That was a successful night.
It was a very successful night.
Everything went off really well. This is great. So how did it go for you guys? We kept an eye on things. There's a couple of shady guys. When we closed, did we see them leave? Or
yes, they stayed all the way up until the very end.
And then they left. The two of them together left. Shady individuals?
They seem to be scanning the crowd, looking for somebody in particular. I think it might have been Destiny. They were Delilah's guys.
Oh,
there were three.
Very fucking tacky. Okay.
She had one of them leave with her, and then she left the other two.
Here's a question for this coterie. Did anyone in between closing time, or between closing and now, or any time between when we ended our scene, did anyone check the security footage? Because you have cameras that watch everything.
Yes, Jackie would have.
But Jackie doesn't know to look for these individuals.
No, I didn't.
Did anyone else check?
Lamar would check.
Yeah.
It seems like a Lamar thing. Yes, all three came in with her.
I noticed she had some guys with her when she came in on the camera. Is that the ones?
Yeah, one of them left with her. The other two stayed here until the end of the night.
At this point, Destiny would walk in, coming out of the hidey hole she'd stuck herself in. What you guys talking about?
Your friends and Delilah.
The fact that she decided to bring her goons in with her to try to scope out the place for you.
Yeah, I should probably stop avoiding her, huh?
Probably. She seems a bit heavy-handed when ignored.
Yeah, well, I got business that I wanted to take care of, and she doesn't let me get anything done. I saw you talking to her, Jackie.
I did. I advised her that I hadn't seen you in quite some time, that you have other interests in this city, and maybe you had stepped out to deal with those, and that she was not on the VIP list.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Got a lot of the city's movers and shakers. Well, I mean, we had some of the city's movers and shakers in here tonight.
We did.
I mean, that's something we should get used to. Get this place declared an Elysium. I don't know how you and John feel about that, but
there's two sides to that. You see, when something is declared an Elysium, the rule is that no powers and such are used. However, the fact is, an Elysium, people are always using powers. They're using the ones that can't be detected, or they're using ones that can be detected, only they're so powerful they know nobody's going to stop them. So I kind of prefer it not be Elysia here.
That's fair.
That means nobody's protected.
Not to mention that requires we put a lot of extra protection in place here.
Right.
Speaking of which, whatever you guys did to keep the rats out of here, it's noticed.
Oh, yeah.
Some people are not happy about it, and I think you keep doing it.
Cedric is very intrigued by why his friends can't come in here. I had a pleasure of speaking with him myself.
And he didn't let on that he had any clue how that could happen.
Oh, no, he's dying to know why. Dying to know.
Well, hopefully you can use that as a bargaining chip.
Very uncomfortable silence. I know a lot of these coterie mates have things they're not quite sure to bring up.
The silence is practically due any minute. It's so pregnant. Would you please, if someone has concerns or questions about this evening, please ask or state.
I saw you and Ellen are dancing with your newspaper friend. You think we'll get any good reviews out of the from them?
They seem to enjoy their evening. Jonathan, wouldn't you agree?
They appeared to have.
I believe we will get a glowing review. I personally invited her for that purpose.
Her date seems to be someone who's been around for quite a while.
Oh, really? Are we going to talk about a woman's age now, Roscoe?
Of course.
Mar winces.
Going to talk about their weight next?
No, of course not.
Roscoe.
Crow's feet.
Stop while you're ahead, please.
Just saying what I see.
I know.
Well, it was rather uneventful, which was good considering this neighborhood.
Well, you did notice the increased police presence as you came in to the domain, yes?
Speaking of which, have there been any more sightings of this one-eyed hay in the neighborhood? Any more tags?
You have seen the tag has appeared 3 or 4 more times in different buildings, but the homeless are decidedly lower in numbers at the moment.
So, I leveraged some connections. We will now have security throughout our domain. From a police aspect.
Well, that works. That's helpful. Will help us, at least help us keep some of the undesirables out of the area.
Exactly. My goal, I know it's impossible. I mean, my God, if I can leverage them, they're corrupt as fuck. But if it's, at least I can encourage them to do their duties more often than not. So I don't expect no crime, but it will at least remove some undesirables quickly.
The question I have is, why does he want our territory?
I don't think he wants our territory. That's not what I'm thinking. It almost... The way this is going down, it feels like heavy-handed tactics to show their weight, that they can. Not that they will, but that they can.
But why flex on us? We don't have power. All we have is just our domain.
In a city where almost no one has domain.
That is power.
That is power. It has gotten attention. Perhaps this person, individual, monster, whatever the hell it is just interested in why a group of unknowns like us have this domain.
It's a good point.
Perhaps.
And might be testing to see how well we can secure it. So,
I wonder if any of the other domains have had this same problem.
that is an excellent question, Jonathan. Personally, one I do not care about, but it is still a good question.
There's a knock on your conference room door.
I'll go to the door. I'll open it.
It's the manager that helps run the place at night. Sir, there's a fire across the street, and I just wanted to, you told me just, let you know if you see anything weird. That abandoned building across the street that was slated to get torn down, it's on fire. Just wanted to let you know if you hear any fire trucks or anything pull up, sir.
Is it contained to the building?
Yes, ma'am, it is. But
I want to go. Is there a window?
Not in this.
Level
There is on that floor, but
direction?
not in your conference room. Your conference room
You'll have
is
to leave the conference room.
deliberately set up so that it's private.
It's private.
I'm going to go to the closest window that's going to look toward that warehouse.
It was empty, nothing in it. It was slated to actually get torn down. It wasn't something you agreed with the aesthetics, but it is currently engulfed in flames, and there's fire trucks pulling up.
Do we have any security cameras on the front of the building that face that?
Oh, yes. I don't think there's any part around this building that your club that doesn't have a security camera, at least 2 pointing at it.
Did the 2 guys that were here with Delilah that left after closing, did they go over to that building?
Are you going to check the footage?
Yes.
No, they didn't. But there was an odd blur that slipped into the building, and then an odd blur that slipped out of the building.
Is anyone hanging out outside when I go to the window?
Nope.
Or is it
It's just burning. Fire trucks. You see some looky-loos that are out there because it's a fire and people are going to stand out there. They got their cell phones held up. They're videotaping this fire from everywhere they can as the fire trucks pull up and the police pull up, and they're trying to cordon in people and shove them away. But there's nobody that is not standing out there doing what most people would do, which is, let's see if we can videotape this. But yes, the security footage clearly showed somebody slip into the building with what you know to be obfuscate and slip back out using their hidden powers.
Well, after I noticed no one's really hanging on the bag.
Are we all back in the room?
I would assume. Did anyone else go to look at the fire? No, Roscoe went and checked the footage. It didn't take long to find it right before the fire started. Somebody slipped in and out.
I can go check the fire.
Lamar's not looking at the fire.
So Jonathan went, Roscoe went to check the footage. Destiny and Eleanor, and Eleanor's like, no. Destiny, did you just stay in the room waiting?
I would have stayed in the room waiting.
Okay, so Jonathan and Roscoe come back in.
Is it contained and handled?
Is it?
Off the area.
Good.
No one's hanging around other than just people.
Gawkers, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Did you see who did it, Roscoe?
I saw something. It was a blur. They came in. He went into the building before the fire started, and then left very shortly before the fire seems to have erupted. Now, I couldn't tell who or what it was, but it was definitely something unusual.
I saw something similar in our footage from the steakhouse with the graffiti on the back of the alley.
Wanted to be a little friend. Saw the other day.
Whoever this one-eyed king or one-eyed K or whatever the fuck he is, he's got either Nos or Malk working for him. Likely. Or someone else who happens to have obfuscate. But that, considering that the tech has the difficulties it has with it, that's some pretty decent strength in that ability. I would imagine. Okay.
So we've got the human threats mostly locked down. What are we going to do about the people trying to flex on us?
We're going to have to flex back, I imagine.
I'll look directly at Roscoe. There's some people we can check with to see if they know anything about them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can.
Good. We need to get intelligence. We need to find out where this thing is and where they operate out of.
We need to put them to a stop.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Because now it's not just simple graffiti that can easily be washed away. They're burning buildings in our domain.
Fortunately, there's one that.
Oh, indeed, indeed.
Anyway,
They're not outwardly threatening us.
Yes.
This is just showing they can. And I agree, Destiny. Yet, this is just showing they can.
We can find out where he's based out of. We can show that we can do the same thing there.
I mean, do we even really...
We don't need to start a war, Jonathan.
Do we even care? Couldn't we just placate the guy somehow? If he's going to burn down empty buildings, what is he going to escalate to?
Right. We don't necessarily want to escalate it. We just want information.
That depends on things.
Destiny, Destiny, this is your project. Yes? You were tasked to look into this?
Kind of, yeah.
Take lead on it. Decide our direction.
Okay, I'll see what I can do. Did we ever have any luck tracking down where that guy that we talked to went?
Roscoe?
As you recall, Roscoe, you failed your role in that ritual to track them.
That's right. Yeah, I was not able to make that ritual work.
Okay.
That evening.
I guess I'm going to go start walking around and seeing if I can find someone else to talk to.
Good idea.
Roscoe, perhaps it's the same guy again.
It could be.
Maybe
Yeah.
try again to see
Okay.
if it was indeed that same individual.
Storyteller, would I need to refresh my...
You could rerun the Illuminate Trail of Prey with the same image because you've seen that the bum that Destiny had talked to. It would show you where they've been in the last 24 hours. Now, the problem with that would be, of course, you would have to find a place they've been so that you could start following the track. So if they haven't been in your domain or crossed your domain, you may end up having to drive around the city looking. But because it'll only show you the previous 24 hours.
Right.
On a critical, I might let you stretch it to 48 hours, of course, because not every power manifests exactly the same as the book says, because, of course, every kindred does things a little different.
Well, could I use where I saw the blur on the security cameras, like the door that he went in, came out of, use that as a location to start looking?
You could. So, I mean, you can use it at any point, but you just got to find a reference. Now,
Okay.
because of you have that face, you could technically do the ritual every night and drive around town every night until you saw the trail. Because you know if the ritual is successful or not by whether the ribbon burns. If the ribbon burns, the ritual is successful. You just have to find where the trail is somewhere.
Okay. All right.
It's a very useful ability.
I will try that again.
Okay. And we can cover that, of course, afterwards if you want, because you're going to have to drive up and down the city to find them that way.
Right. Okay.
I will be adding my business associate, Phillip Carlson, to the VIP list.
Is that the gentleman that you saw tonight?
Yes.
I was wondering how you knew him.
We go back a ways. Met in Europe and did some dealings together.
Seems really nice.
Oh, he's a delight. He's a delight.
Is Jacqueline lying?
Actually, every word she said is not only 100% true, she actually did not omit anything or lie even by omission with that, because that fits
I'd like
everything.
to get some insight to see if she's got secrets that she's hiding.
That you can roll. There you go. That is applying your skills on that one. So you will roll insight secrets with wits or intelligence, either one.
Can I roll something to keep my
Yes,
secrets?
you can. You will roll composure, because that's always the one. And subterfuge, you can go with that. Or
Ignore that roll because it rolled resolve again for some reason.
you love misclicking. That's all. We blame it on that. Blame it on Fantasy Grounds just being a little bastard. Okay.
Damn it, can I go back to the one that I wanted to use?
You can use a willpower, though.
Yep, you can use another willpower.
I
You've
won't
got some
roll
left.
yet. Use your willpower.
Okay.
Okay, that gave you 4. Okay.
Now she'll roll hers.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. You're not beat. Wow. But it's a messy crit.
No, actually, it's a regular crit. There's 2 black crits.
No, it's as long if you have any,
okay.
It's still a messy crit.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see a way you can messy crit.
Oh, she comes off as very fucking arrogant when they're trying to detect her secrets.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm looking. This is a detect lie. I'm trying to think of how you would messy crit on that, because there's no active effort on your part. It's just you talking.
Yeah, I'm just.
There's no effect of a messy crit on this because there's no way your beast could have done anything.
Mm-mm.
It's just you talking.
Okay.
So the result is, she's being transparent.
She's not. Doesn't appear to be hiding any secrets.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Yep.
He seemed interesting.
He is.
I only saw him for a couple seconds. So
Yeah.
I don't.
He is.
Eleanor, you talked to him?
Oh, yes, I talked to him for a little bit, at the bar, and he let me buy him a drink.
Nice. That's very forward of you.
A little bit. Maybe. But he's a friend of Jackie's, so.
Do be mindful. He can be very charming.
I bet he can be.
How charming, Jackie.
I've seen him in action. He can be very charming.
So, Lamar, I think Kathy will be coming back by to...
Oh, we're back to this, are we, Roscoe?
You saw Kathy tonight?
Oh, yeah, she was here. They had a conversation. I couldn't tell exactly what, but, looking at her expressions, I mean, there seems to be something.
She came in to show... She came in just to support the place.
I think there was a bit more than that.
Of course you do.
There was definitely the look of interest.
I think Roscoe's reading a little far into it. She came out to show her support. We talked for a moment, and I think that'll be, I don't know if she'll come back. She seemed like she might have liked the place, but we'll see how it goes.
My friend, Lamar, there was a lot of interest. You can tell just by little gestures and looks and things. Come on now. You tell me you saw that.
We were just talking. That's all it was. At least that's all I saw.
Okay,
I just rolled to read on Lamar a little bit.
Are you rolling to resist her reading you like that, Lamar?
Not at all. Lamar, for all he knows, it really was just a conversation.
No, come on. You can't even lie to me like that. You can tell
he knows, but he's not going to talk.
He's not snowballing. That. He's snowballing on Roscoe with that one.
Yeah, and I'll just okay, then just keep your secrets. That's okay.
I think Roscoe is saying that he ships you and Kathy with a K.
Yeah.
Of course he does. He's a troublemaker.
Who, me?
Yes, you.
Yeah, you.
Not me. I'm just saying what I saw.
Look, like I said, on the other side of her, someone who's not having my best interest at heart, but there's nothing wrong with being civil, being kind.
I'm not disagreeing with you on that at all.
I mean, she's a Toreador with, she seems like a nice Toreador.
I'm just saying that you may continue getting interest from her even if you are just being civil. Just that's what it looked like to me.
Okay, that's fair.
Delilah sure did not, did she?
No, she did not.
Yeah, I picked up on that vibe. If she could have asked you with her eyes, Lamar, she would have.
Oh, I see that. I've seen that a lot.
I'm sure. So. I'm sure. You seem to leave quite the impression on the ladies.
What did you and Delilah talk about, Lamar?
She was grumpy about something or other.
What was she grumpy about? She must have told you.
What was it? She thought I looked like someone that she saw in New York. But I didn't really play her game because I'm not, that's in the past.
What's in the past?
The past is in the past.
The past is in the past. Yeah, what's in the past? She said that she saw you in New York. You told me when we first met that you were never in New York. What is it, Lamar?
Actually, I will remind Destiny, whether you're lying to him and twisting his words or not, he actually said he wasn't in New York during the war.
She would have taken it as he wasn't in New York. So.
I said I wasn't in New York during the war. That is what I said when we met. And that is still true.
Okay. Who did she think that you looked like? If it was like someone that you weren't actually looking like.
I Oh, no, she was talking about a couple of guys that jumped her. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah. You don't know anything about it at all?
I don't know anything about it.
You're lying to me.
Okay, go ahead, Destiny. I know you're going to roll it. And for you, Lamar, composure, subterfuge. Lamar always, when they start questioning him about his past, there's a lot of rolls that go hitting the ground. Okay, Jackie, you believe him. Destiny?
That's fine.
It's a tie, so he may be.
Wait a minute. Well, I haven't rolled yet.
Oh, it looked like it.
No.
Okay, sorry. I thought that was yours.
Did.
I'll let you roll then.
I'm trying to surge. Like,
Okay.
should it?
You will have to manually add the extra dice, which is
Okay, that's right. That's right.
because it doesn't always do it well. Remember, under the new rules, the blood surge is a bit higher than it used to
It's
be.
2.
Thankfully, yep. Yep, your blood surge is 2 extra dice now. So you do a rouse check and then add 2 extra dice. Thanks to the new V5 companion that came out a few months ago.
That was supposed to be the rouse check.
Okay. Well, there you got. Okay, so just roll 1 die for a rouse check. You can just hit rouse at the bottom
You
of your
have
character
surge clicked on, and it did your 2 die surge.
Yep.
With
Okay.
the rouse. So click off surge, do your rouse, and then click surge and do.
sheet.
Rouse.
So you made your rouse check.
Surge.
So click on so surge is lit up, and then
you can
do your roll.
Yep. Then you can do composure subterfuge. Hey, it does let you use the surge by hitting that button. 3 successes. Destiny and Jonathan. When he says he knows nothing about it. Yeah. That's not 100% truth. You don't know which parts, but he's not telling all the truth.
And Jackie tied him.
Jackie, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Lamar, you and I need to have a little chat sometime.
I do so love our little chats.
I know. They're so much fun.
Barrel of laughs.
Eleanor, you look distraught.
Oh, it's nothing. Really, it's nothing.
Okay.
Eleanor?
Hmm?
Do you need a hug?
Do I deserve a hug?
Always.
All right, I'll get up and go over
Destiny will hug her.
for a hug. Thank you, Destiny.
What friends are for, right?
Mm-hmm. And maybe the 2 of you really should talk and figure this out. Maybe.
Me and Lamar?
Mm-hmm. And I say that to the both of you. Given that there's so much going on and we really need to be a team. I know we already are a team. But I've seen how little things can break even chains apart. Just think about it.
You know what? It's a fair ask, Eleanor. For the moment, though, I need to head out. Jackie, are you staying here?
If you guys are finished, I'll probably head out too. You need to talk with me?
Yeah, mind if I drive you to wherever you'd like to go tonight?
Sure. Okay.
So Lamar and Jackie are going out are leaving together. What is the rest of the coterie doing?
It's a little unusual.
We can talk to our friends, see what they know about this one-eyed K.
Okay, so Jonathan and Roscoe are going to head out to not much time left this night, but that's at least going to be definitely their plans the next night to go try to get some info, because it's getting close to where, when the bars close, it's getting close to daylight, though, because it's winter. You've got a little bit more time left.
Yeah.
Eleanor and Destiny, what are your plans? If Eleanor doesn't have a ride home, Etienne is still outside, can give you a ride.
He can totally give you a ride.
Eleanor, could we chat for a couple minutes and then maybe find a way to get home together? Not together, but...
As I'm leaving, I will say, if you would like, I'll have Etienne wait for you ladies.
That would be nice.
I will do so.
Thank you, Jackie.
Okay. And we will let Lamar and Jackie have their scene first, and then we will come back to Destiny and Eleanor. And I turn it over to Lamar and Jackie riding in Lamar's car.
So Lamar will start driving. Well, where to?
Storyteller, how many hours do we have left?
Probably, let's see, would have closed at 4. It's winter time. Probably 3:30, your kindred. So you got about an hour and a half before you really start to get uncomfortable, which is more than enough time if you want to drive in circles.
Yeah, let's just drive around for a little bit, then I'll have you drop me off.
Fair enough.
That way we have enough time to talk.
That Delilah bitch had the nerve to threaten me.
Oh, I could kind of tell.
The fucking temerity.
I also told her that she was not on our fucking VIP list, and I didn't give a shit if she was an envoy.
She's on a list, all right. It's probably not a list she's going to be on too long, way she's going.
I've asked Cedric to get me everything him and his friends can on her.
So, you wanted a secret. I got a secret for you. I was in New York, and I ran a little squad that took out problems here and there. And guess who came up on my list one time?
Delilah.
So I picked a couple of guys I knew were good with getting things done. Let them know the target and where it's supposed to get done. And from what I knew, I heard they didn't make it out. But I heard she didn't either. And then she showed up here.
Where'd the contract come from?
Now, here's the kicker. Now, I don't know who actually supplied the information, but I do know that they were with the Camarilla. So I did my own digging because
of course they were, because certain members of our fucking sect never learn from their fucking mistakes.
Did a little digging, a little more digging, and while I never ever figured out who it was, when I reviewed all the info and thought about everything all the information we gotten, just the way it all came, the way the math added up, only a Nosferatu could get close enough to give me the information, give me that kind of information. Now, I want you to do some math. How many Nosferatu do you think Destiny knows in New York? Now, I'm not one for starting.
I see where you're going with that.
I'm not one for starting things, which is why I'd prefer not to have this conversation with dear old Destiny, because the only thing that's going to come out of it is she will be mad at the wrong person, i.e. me.
Yeah.
Because I'm the Sabat piece of garbage that whacked her sire, or at least tried to whack her sire. However, Delilah threatened me, and I can't let that slide, Jackie.
No, that can't slide. She rolled up into
people.
our fucking turf threatening one of our coterie members. That can't fucking slide. She knows better. She's fucking Camarilla. She knows to respect a fucking domain. She thinks she's a fucking queen. I will show her who is a fucking queen.
She thinks she's untouchable.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have her touched.
Let me get the intel from Cedric.
All right, and I will work on my own little surprise for her.
Yeah.
But
once I get intel on Cedric, I will know her comings and goings and where she hangs out and where she sleeps, and perhaps some lupine might have to be sent in that direction.
Damn, that would be sad to lose an envoy from New York to the ongoing lupine problem in this city.
I'm just saying.
Ain't that about a bitch?
Mm-hmm. Considering I know you know someone involved in that.
I don't know anyone involved in it, Jackie, but I will tell you this.
I'm gonna roll.
Okay. And then you can finish what you were going to tell her.
I'm sorry, you can finish what you're telling me.
I don't know anybody involved in it. What I do know, however, is it will get worse before it gets better.
And a blood surge to go with it.
Mm-hmm.
Using the blood surge, you did not get hunger.
Nope, that is going to be my last willpower that I'm willing to burn.
You don't want to go into aggravated willpower damage tonight,
No, it's
huh?
not.
But you don't want to.
Yeah.
She got 5. Can you even, I mean, technically you probably could beat it with enough crits. Are you trying?
Roush check.
Your voice in your head. You know how we deal with this in the old days. You should tell Tally that she's getting in the way of our plans. I bet she can't take the hound. Tied. Damn, you couldn't roll much better than that, honestly.
Mm-mm.
Tied. So, maybe. It's up in the air.
Nah. Not for Jackie, it ain't. You can say what you will. I don't think you personally had a hand in it. I just think you know something.
I really do want this whole coterie thing to work out, Jackie. I really do. I want it. I want us all to work together and be a part of the group. But everybody has things that they keep.
I understand. But understand, Lamar, I've been around a very long time. I've seen the games, I've seen the tactics, I've seen this play out over and over again. It isn't new to me.
Oh, I do not believe it is at all.
I would like to say that I can trust you. But I will say that I do trust that you do truly wish to join the Camarilla and be part of the Camarilla for your own survival and possibly for that of your clanmates that are in this city. I believe that I can trust that you will have the backs of this coterie when shit hits the fan. Am I accurate in my assessment of you?
You are accurate in that assessment, absolutely.
But I have told you that if your secrets endanger us all, that will be a problem.
Yeah, you said that, and I got the message loud and clear.
Good. I won't bring it up again. It's something that you are certainly never going to tell me. And that's fair. But I agree, Delilah is a problem and she needs to be eliminated.
I prefer if none of this pointed, like I said, none of this pointed back at us, because then Destiny will take it probably as well as she took it the last time it happened.
Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Distance doesn't always make the heart grow fonder.
No, but also, I mean, I had an issue. I had a difficult relationship with my sire. So, and someone stepped in eventually and really gave me the guidance I needed to move forward. She's got that relationship. She's got that relationship with someone, and I'd prefer not to wreck it just out of hand.
I agree.
Even if it's weird as shit, I would rather not wreck it out of hand.
I understand. I do agree with that. I do not think that we need to have it come back on us. And if certain plans are in place, we need to explain to her that this is how we handle threats in our domain.
I'm going to let you take the lead on that, since you and she seem to have a pretty decent rapport these days.
Indeed. Have you decided how you're going to handle Killian?
I will meet with him. I want to hear his pitch. I want to hear the pitch, and then I will make a decision from there. But a lot of people are going out of their way to come speak to me lately.
Yeah,
for me.
I noticed that. Getting some attention, Lamar.
I am one of the two most prominent Lasombra in the city. And no one wants to talk to the secretary to meet with the other one, so.
Yeah.
So, Lamar and Jackie.
And I do have him drop me off near my haven, not at my haven.
And now we flash to Destiny and Eleanor.
Have the other two left?
Yeah, Jonathan
Roscoe
Roscoe
and Jonathan
left. Yes, you're there alone.
Eleanor,
Are you okay?
I still haven't told the boys. You're probably pretty clear on that.
Well, any reason you haven't yet? Just the same reason?
It's the same reason. I saw Lamar and Delilah talking earlier, and I was able to actually pick up most of their conversation by reading their lips.
Oh.
He lied about whether he was in New York or not, and she was very adamant that she'd seen him with those two people that killed her and fought with her on the night that I was embraced. I don't know. I mean, I feel like I need to confront him about it, but at the same point, if he was friends with those two, then he might know things that I don't know that I want to know.
I move to sit down next to you, and I reach to take your hand, if you'll let me have it.
She'll give you her hand.
And I hold your hand in both of mine, and I look you in the eye. Are you sure you don't want to know the truth? If he knows something.
I want to know what he knows, but I don't know that I want that particular truth to become unearthed.
That is one of the dangers of the truth, isn't it? And finding out things that you don't know, seeking knowledge.
Yeah. It's... I don't know. I don't... It's the Sabbat, Eleanor.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Lamar. I know that he's a member of our coterie now and that he's got probably most of our best interests at heart. But information can change all that, can't it?
Yes, it can. It is a decision you will have to make yourself. Whether or not you wish to seek out that information, confront him with what you know, and see what he has to say. But I think Lamar does have majority best interests at heart for all of us.
If he knows too, then maybe he knows whether they're still alive and might be able to help me track them down. Right?
Yes. He would be able to do that. If, of course, he knew. And I suppose it would end up being a question of loyalties, and that would soon prove itself. He has so far seemed to earnestly want to join the Camarilla and leave that life behind, insofar as one can leave a life like that behind.
Yeah. I just wanted to get your take on it. I felt like I knew that I needed to tell him, but hearing you kind of reiterate that solidifies my resolve, I guess.
Well, if you were asking what I would do, I would want to know. Even if it was destructive. But I am perhaps biased because even though I do not see whole truths as they are, I see truths as they could be. And I see them all the time. And that is how it's always been, even since I was a child before this.
Sounds exhausting.
It is. And I fear I did not have the best start to the night this night, and hopefully by my listening, I can assist you and make that more right.
I appreciate you being here. Thank you.
Anytime.
Should we have ATN drive us around in that fancy car for a little bit?
Yes.
I think like 4 blocks that way. There's this new ice cream place. Oh wait, do you want to break into an ice cream place?
Do you usually break into ice cream places?
At 4:00 in the morning, kinda. They're not open unless. Are there any bars over there? And they might still be open. getting the post-bar crowd. If they're not, I mean, I guess we don't have to break into the ice cream place.
Maybe on a more auspicious night, we could break into an ice cream place.
We could just go earlier in the night and actually just walk in normally if you don't want to break in.
I prefer the normally walking in way.
Okay.
But since it is closed, we should maybe perhaps plan a time we could walk in normally. And or you could tell me of a time that you broke into an ice cream place yourself.
Oh, I have stories.
I want to hear them. If you'll tell them.
Well, most of them actually aren't my stories. Because I really didn't break into very many places, but my mother had friends who broke into a lot of places, and I got to hear those stories, so I know how to do it.
Oh. My mother wasn't nearly that interesting.
She is not interesting at all.
Oh.
My mother's a druggie. At least I think she is. She's probably still alive somewhere.
My mother is not.
I'm sorry?
It's okay. I'm sorry your mother is uninteresting and also addicted to drugs.
Yeah. Me too.
Let's go out on the town. Yes?
Okay.
And we'll finish out the night in style.
And Etienne is down in the private garage, waiting at the vehicle. And this is where we're going to end this particular episode. And first off, thank you to our guest, Astro Aberration, for his appearance in this episode. It's great. As you're seeing in season 2, we are getting a bit more of the backstories of the characters directly involved. Season 1 was establishing the coterie. Now you're finding out who these people are, or what horrible things some of them have done or had done to them. So the viewer vote this week went to, who won it?
That was Eleanor.
Eleanor, you get the viewer vote. Please, if you're watching this, pop over to our Discord. It's right over there.
Vote for who gets XP.
Vote for who gets the XP.
And if you think everybody, because this session was awesome, then you say everybody.
And so for all the players here, they get 2 XP, and then the viewer vote can give somebody a third one. Yes, you are allowed to vote for multiple people if you think it's that important. Sometimes I grant it to multiple people, but this particular coterie had an opening night. But at the end of the night, there were some revelations here. Lamar and Jackie planning to eliminate Delilah, or at least neutralize her as a threat.
Mm-hmm.
Destiny and Eleanor sharing a moment. Jonathan and Roscoe going to try to dig up info on this one-eyed K, because apparently somebody was sending a message by burning this building. Destiny was told, if you run him out, they're not going to be happy. And the fact it was an abandoned building was a message, not an overt attack. So thank you all for that. If you like what we're doing, please give us a follow here on Twitch. Give us a subscribe if you really want to support it. So, bits and donations go to the players, not to Relin and I. That's a way so the viewers can show appreciation to the other players in the stream. Bits and donations, you can buy them a coffee or whatever. Please, if you're watching this on YouTube, give us a subscribe on YouTube. It's free. Cool stuff. Check out our friends list over here. Great people over here. One of them in particular, I'm going to shout out, because, you will, if you're watching this, hopefully you caught her game that was on right before this, which was Artemis Lika and her werewolf game that starts on her Twitch channel. Relen's in it.
Yes, so, I am.
Hopefully you caught it. If not, you can always go to her channel and watch a video on demand. Please do. So, she can catch up on Werewolf, World of Darkness. We love it. And now I'm going to turn this over to my wife for the schedule, because I can't keep track of the schedule.
Okay. Did you announce the YouTube links and stuff?
Yeah, I said. Follow on YouTube. And it's
follow on YouTube? Okay. Yep. All right. Hang on. I am trying to see when this is streaming. Okay. So we have coming up after this stream on Monday, I believe Stuffed is still running at this point. So it will be Stuffed on Onyx Path, run by Tam Shu. That is a Hunter the Vigil 2E game at 8 p.m. Eastern on the Onyx Path Twitch channel. We will be hosting it here at McStabber Studios. So if you land on our site and see it being hosted, you can click on a link very easily to get right over there to view it live on their channel. That is at 8 p.m. Eastern on Monday. And then on Tuesday, that is Haunted Chronicles on the 2nd, and it will be at 8 p.m. Eastern, run by Tam Shu. And that will, I believe, Lifesaver, are you in that one?
I will be in that one next week.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
So you're back in the episode.
Yay!
Yes. Yep.
So we will have, you'll be able to see Mandy over there on Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern in a Chronicles of Darkness, very wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey, weird game that they are running over there. I think they're currently in China, and some people are still stuck on the other side of the veil, and it's just kind of crazy. Or the hedge, or wherever it's called. And then on Wednesday, the 3rd, we have Wraith at 8 p.m. Eastern, episode 6. So tune in for that. As you might have saw last week on Wednesday, episode 5 was Holy Hell. It's only getting worse from here, guys. This afterlife sucks.
I would never do something horrible like that to my players.
And then that is it for the rest of the week, because Ishvel is on break on Saturday. Now, of course, next Sunday, same time, same place. You can catch our next episode of Windy City After Dark at 5 p.m.
And at 1 p.m. Eastern, if you want to get some good werewolf in,
yep,
you
I'll
watch
be
Artemis
in that.
Lika.
On Artemis Lika.
Come over here afterwards, because they'll end right before we go and start our stuff.
Yep.
I will point out, we just had a session with no premonitions run.
Yes, we did.
Oh my
First
God.
one ever?
We were in a place where the premonitions don't work.
Well, they
Not
could
well.
work. They don't work well. There's something that
not
resists them. So yes, I
Yes.
think this is the first episode with no premonition. So, see, she can resist a premonition. So, I'd like to
She's
thank
gonna be hanging out here a lot.
I'd like to thank all our viewers and all the players. This was a good episode. We're revealing the backstories of these characters, and there's some dark secrets in some of these closets that are coming out. So what other dark secrets are there to be revealed? They're coming. And in the words of Chops, please, mental health is no joking matter. Check in on your friends, check in on your family, check in on your loved ones. Check in on those around you. Don't assume everyone is okay. Please check in to make sure that they're okay, because it's a tough time for all of us and we can't do it all alone. And if you have mental health issues, please reach out and talk to somebody, whether it's professional or just a friend. Reach out and talk to somebody, because we are all people that have our own weights to bear, and sometimes you need help for a little while. And sometimes you need that support. There's nothing wrong with needing that, because we all, at some point in our life, hit that down point where we need help. So please, don't be afraid to reach out and talk to somebody. And thank you all again from the McStabbers and the cast of this show. And
thank you, everyone.
Good night, everybody.